Hey guys, welcome to the first video of iArchitect Sketchup series. In this video, we're gonna learn how we can set up an interior scene in Sketchup and Vray. Throughout the video, I will be sharing tips and tricks, so be with me till the end. Without further ado, let's get started. So first we will make the rectangle. Let's make it 3.5 by 3.5. Now double click the whole rectangle to select it. Now make group of it. I have set my hotkey of extrude to P. Now we will make another rectangle over it to make the walls. Let's offset it outside by 0.15. Delete the interior rectangle. And extrude this wall to height of 3 meters. Now walls are ready. Now we will make the door. Let's use the tape measure tool to make the guidelines. Now door is ready. Let's hide these walls so that we can set up a scene. I have set my hotkey to hide as H, and to unhide I use J as a hotkey. Now we will make the panels here. Let's first isolate it by pressing I. Now we will make a profile to sweep over this path. Now select the path and click sweep. Outline is ready. Now we will make marble panel in between this. So for that we will first divide this rectangle into 3 parts. So first we will make the first panel, and let's make it a component so that the changes made to this can be copied on rest of the 3 panels. So copy this 2 times. Now we have 3 panels. We will make a little bit space between them like this. Now just move it a little bit towards the right. Now it's look perfect. So now let's position our camera for the render. Now click on scene and click on plus sign to make this a scene. Now we will make the window. Again we will use the guidelines to make it at the center of this wall. It's look little small. Let's increase its width by 0.2. This window will not be visible, but just for showing you how we model a window, we will model this. So let's first create a rectangle, then make it a group, then offset to make the frame, then select the internal part and press Ctrl X to cut it, then exit the group and then go to edit and paste in place. Then again we will make the internal division of this plane. Again we will click the internal part and Ctrl X to cut it and then again paste in place, so that all the parts of this window will be in group. It makes easier to apply material on them and also to edit them later on if we need. Now this internal part will be our glasses, so again make them a separate group and let's give a thickness to all of them and we will apply glass material on them. So our window is also ready. Now we will make the side panels. So this panel is same as the panel we have made before. In this we are going to make same type of beading and the internal part will be the marble. So let's first make it a component and copy it to the another side. So we will copy the profile from the previous beading. Ctrl C to copy that. Open this group and Ctrl V to paste. Now select the path and choose follow me. Now this beading is okay, but it's on the opposite side, so let's rotate this to the another side. Now it's okay. So let's make the marble, little bit of thickness. Let's move these marble to the end. Now let's place some furniture in it. You can find this furniture and the whole model in the description. Now let's place the cupboard. Let's scale this a little bit. Hold Ctrl to scale it in all the directions. Now let's bring our door from the 3D warehouse. Again we will scale it to the frame we had made. It's look perfect. Now let's make the roof. We will make a false ceiling. And offset it by 0.6 to make the inner part of the false ceiling. I'm not satisfied with this ceiling, so we will change it later. But first we will make the rug. So let's make a rectangle under the bed. Hide the roof so that we can see it clearly. Give it a little bit of thickness, around 0.01. We will make it a Vray fur so that we can adjust the fur to match the carpet or the rug. First let's apply material over it. To apply the material we will go to asset editor of Vray and let's choose fabric, and this one will be good. So let's drag it into our materials. I use the bucket tool to paint it. Now click on Vray fur tool to apply fur on it. Now go to Vray asset editor and objects, the third icon, and select the fur. So in this we will change the count per unit area and the thickness such that it look like a carpet. So let's adjust some of this, and in this taper means that how much pointed would be the hairs or the fur would be. So let's check the render. Mm, the thickness is very high. We have to decrease the thickness and little bit of length also. So let's stop the render and go to object fur and change the length and rest of the settings little bit. Now let's check the render. Now it's look perfect. Okay, so our carpet is also ready. Now we will start applying the materials. So let's apply this color to all the areas where we need the marble. So now we will go to Vray asset editor and we will apply bitmap over it. Now let's choose this marble image. Yes. Scale need to be adjusted. So let's increase the scale. Yeah, now it's look perfect. First check the render. So we need to apply some lights before we get render. So we will use the rectangular light, and with the scale tool we will change its side to another side by scaling it by -1. Let's rename this light to front and make it invisible. We will need another light from the top, so let's make it. Select this light and move it a little bit down. Select this light and rename it to top. And make this invisible too. For now it's fine. We need to place the materials also to check that everything is okay. So let's choose a metal. Let's take the gold or copper. Let's take this copper. Drag this into our material library. Now choose the paint bucket tool and paint the beadings. Now we will bring some curtains. They look fine. Let's add them to our scene. Now scale them according to our windows. First hide these walls so that we can work on the curtains. Now just apply a random color on the walls. We will apply a bitmap over this color also. So to apply the bitmap, we will go to Vray editor and choose the bitmap. Now again we have to set the scale. Little larger. Now it's look fine. We will apply another bitmap on the other two walls. Now scale it a little bit. Let's apply material to the door. And give it some reflection. Now this ceiling is not modeled correctly. Let's model it again. We forget to add the space between the false ceiling and the RCC roof. So let's create another rectangle and give it a thickness, little bit of thickness. This will be our roof. Now we will make the false ceiling. Exit the group and then make the internal part of the ceiling. It's little bit thick, so decrease the thickness. Now let's apply a material over them, which we will edit in Vray Asset Editor. Now pick the material and go to Vray Asset Editor. Now we will change it to white color and give it a little bit of reflection. Repeat same with the rest of the colors. Let's add another light from this side. Delete the previous light. Now let's go to materials and select a flooring material of wood. And let's apply this to the floor. Scale of this also need to be increased. Now it's look fine. Now we will add the light fixture to the roof. Cut it and paste inside the false ceiling group. Now we will make copy of it. To the end and divide them by 2. Let's copy these 3 to the other end and then divide it by 2. So we have equally spaced all the lights. Now we will select all the lights and move them close to the ceiling. Now we have to cut out a space for them in the ceiling. So let's make a rectangle of the size of this light and copy it under all the lights. Now again copy it to the last light and then enter divided by 2 to make the copies. Now with the extrude tool we will extrude it out from the ceiling. Same with all the lights, just double click over the area to apply the previous extrude. Now the ceiling lights are placed. Let's place other light fixtures. Now let's go to Vray Asset Editor. Select the flooring and give it some reflection. Select the material of the almirah and give it some reflection. Every material has some reflection, so we'll give a little bit of reflection to all the materials. Let's check a render. This lamp looks very dull, so let's brighten it up. We will change the material of this lamp. So increase the transparency a little bit. First let's rotate this light. Check that all the lights should be invisible. So now let's check the render. So as we can see that there is a reflection on the cupboard, and also there is a missing floor under the door. So let's first fix this. So to decrease the reflection, first select the material of the almirah and decrease its reflection. And extend this floor to the end of the door. Let's change the reflection of the ceiling. We should apply material to this bar also. Let's pick the golden color of the beading and let's put a dark color over the buckles. Let's change the color of the ceiling to something yellowish, so that the light bouncing from it also look little yellow. Let's take a render. Light reflection is still on the cupboard. That need to be fixed. This beading is also a little bit in front of the wall. This need to be attached to the wall. So let's fix these details. Glossiness of the almirah should be decreased so that the light do not reflect that much on this surface. So we will decrease the glossiness. And we will change the color of this lamp. Let's give it a little bit of refraction color. As much as you increase it, it will make the material transparent. So little bit of transparency for this lamp. And let's give reflection to the top material of this lamp. Let's first check out the render. The lamp element or the metal of the lamp is not that dark or reflective. So let's make it more reflective. Increase this intensity of this light. Let's make the room more brighter. Yeah, now it's looking better. Overall lighting should also be improved, and that curtain is showing little bit of the window, so that also need to be fixed. This lamp is not attached to the wall. There is transparency through this curtain, and the lighting from the top ceiling is not that bright also. So let's first fix this. Hold shift to select the other lamp. We will give little bit of reflection to walls also. And let's increase the intensity of the top light. and decrease the intensity of the side light. Let's increase a little bit reflection of the cupboard materials. This ceiling part is visible. Let's hide this out. Now let's check the render again. The door is reflecting very much and the curtains are also transparent. And the light on the ceiling is also not that much bright. So let's first fix this. So now select the material of these curtains, and in the Vray editor we will decrease its reflection so that it gets little bit of transparent, not that too much. We will decrease the intensity of the side light. Bring the top light little bit down so that it do not overlap the ceiling, because its light is getting overlapped. Now let's check the render. Yeah. Now curtains are good. Ceiling light is little bit too high, and side light is also little bit too high. So let's fix the intensity of the lights. It's always a hit and try method on the lights. We have to first increase one side light and decrease the other side to check what it impacting upon. So let's try another variation of lighting. Much better. The material of the stool is not reflecting that much, so let's increase the reflectivity of that also. So first pick the material, go to asset editor and apply Vray material over it, and then change the color to black and reflection, give it a little bit of reflection. Now let's check the render. So as I can see that our marbles are not reflecting. So yes, we forgot about the marbles. So let's give reflection to them. So we will select the material of the marble and give it little bit of reflection and full glossiness, and we will decrease the glossiness of the almirah. I think that it was little too high. And let's move this side light little bit up. And we will increase its intensity to 80. Now let's check the render again. Till now you all have understood that interior renders are all about setting up the lighting and setting up the reflection of the materials. Only these two factors make the renders of interior realistic. So now everything looks good. Now we can proceed to the final render. So now I think that we need to decrease some lights, and also we have to increase the intensity of the ceiling lights which we have placed in between. So let's first fix this. Now we can get the final render. So we will now increase the output to high and the ratios to 1920 by 1080. Turn on the denoiser and select it to NVIDIA. Choose the rendering engine to your graphic card. It will render fast. Alright guys, I hope you find this video useful. If you want to learn more, please do like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the future videos. This is iArchitect signing off.